Hello viewers, welcome. Today we are going to discuss a play. The name of the play is Nagamandala, Play with a Cobra. It is written by Girish Karnad, a famous actor, Girish Karnad. The play Nagamandala is based on the two oral stories from Karnataka that playwright Girish Karnad heard from his mentor Professor A.K. Ramanujan. Nagamandala means snack circle. So, I am going to tell you the story. This happened many years ago. In a small village in Karnataka, the story was written as a drama by Girish Karnad, the famous actor. He was also a playwright, a producer. In the small village in Karnataka, there is an ancient temple. It is an absolutely dilapidated state, a ruined temple, a destroyed temple. Even the idol in the temple is broken. So, there one playwright is sitting and he is cursed. That playwright is cursed. He is not supposed to sleep that night. And if he falls sleeps, that night he will die. Why is that? Because this playwright has written many plays and put people to sleep. His plays were so boring. People were so bored by that play that they fell asleep. So he is cursed. He is cursed by a mendicant, a beggar, that he must not sleep that night. And he is feeling sleepy now. He is forcefully trying to open his eyes. So first of all, I will tell you something about the characters in this place. Who are the main characters of this play? So in this play, the Rani is central character. Rani is central character. Then there is Apanna. Apanna means translate to any man. Apanna is symbol of employed by Girish Karnad to highlight the reality of the most weddings that occurs in India. It is to show that how marriages in the patriarchal institutions occurs and that marriages has always been unfair to women. And in this play, there is a one character called Naga. He is a king cobra. He is a snake, and who takes the form of Apanna. It takes form of Apanna later on. And there is a character Kurudava. Kurudava is an old woman, and she is a blind. And she offers Rani a mystical root, a magical root, aphrodisiac, which is if she feeds Apanna, will lead him to forget about his mistress and be completely devoted to Rani. Now there is one more character called Kapanna. Kapanna is son to Kurudava and he goes away with a snack woman called Yakshani at the latter part of the story. So let's continue our story. So at this time when the playwright is sitting in the temple, at that time some flames come out from the villages, houses of villages, and these flames come when lamps are put out at the night. The flames will escape and they will be free for their will. And these things are said by playwright is saying that I have heard in myths that when people put out their lamps, that flames escape from the lamps and they start living their own life. They behave like young girls. They are giggling and talking to each other. They are making stories. And the playwright that is cursed, who is sitting in that time, is listening to all these stories. He is silently listening to all these stories. Then one of the flame is telling a very interesting story of the beautiful long-haired Rani. Now, you must tell that this the thing which is employed by Girish Karnad. This tradition is called Greek elements. The Girish Karnad has fused Greek elements in this story of his play, and the story of Nagamandala is narrated by a character called Story. So this is a tradition of Greek tradition. Karnad gives the flame the function of Greek chorus. They are performing like a chorus. The story, the man and the flame remain on the stage throughout the play. In the play, the man and the story observes, analyzes, narrates and comment on the subsequent scenes. So whatever will happen in this play, they will make comments. That playwright will make comments. The story will comment and it will observe and it narrate the story, and flames will behave like an audience. So these are the Greek elements which Girish Karnad has used in his play. So let's begin the play. The play begins with a prologue presented by a man, the playwright, and flames and story. The characters that prominently figures in the story of the Nagamandala. Act 1 opens with the story introducing Rani as a young girl. Rani is her name, it doesn't matter, but she was an only daughter of her parents. Queen. She was called Queen Rani, Queen of the whole wide world, Queen of the long tresses. For when her hair was tied in a knot, it was as though a black king cobra lay curled on the nape of her neck, coils upon glistening coil. When it hung loose, the tresses flowed a torrent of black along her young limbs and got entangled in her silver anklets. Rani is married to adulterous youth who is rich and his parents are dead. So, parents of Apanna are dead. His name is Apanna. Apanna means any man. He takes her to his village. The very first dialogue between them reveals the future of Rani. Apanna says, "Have you brought in all the bundles?" Then Rani says, "Yes, I have brought all the bundles." Then Apanna says, "Well, then I will be back tomorrow at noon. Keep my lunch ready. I shall eat and go." Rani looks at him nonplussed. He pays no attention to her. He takes no interest in Rani. Apanna goes out, shuts the door, locks it from outside, and goes away. Apanna then Rani runs to the door, pushes it and finds it locked. Peers out of the window, barred windows. Apanna is gone. She cries, "Listen, listen, don't leave me here. Listen." The same occurs to her every day. Nights he enjoys in the arms of his concubine. Apanna has a mistress, and he spends his nights with concubine, that mistress. Rani has to remain locked all alone in that house throughout the nights. She used to weep, she used to cry, she has to do daydreaming. And Rani was a very simple girl, she was a very innocent girl, and she has dreams of happy and peaceful married life with her husband. And she longs for the love of her husband. Rani longs to go to her parents. She is engaged in daydreaming in the reveries, and she dreams of an eagle who is taking her to her parents. And so this was the regular practice, and this explains that how cruel Apanna is. Apanna is very cruel to Rani. Apanna is modern man who does not bother about social ethics and purity of marriage as an institution. He is very selfish. Apanna subverts the concept of domestic happiness, and he behaves immorally and oppresses his wife Rani unjustly. And Apanna is very insensitive to Rani, and he is a very insincere husband. And he is a very dominating person, and he flirts with other women in the village, but he keeps Rani locked in that house. He gives Rani separation, loneliness, humiliation, pain, and mental strain. And Kapanna, who is another character, Kurudavasan, he feels that Apanna should have been born as a wild beast or a rather reptiles, but by some mistake, he was born a human beings. So Apanna is a representative of a patriarchal culture where moral values are not associated with men. The moral values are associated only with women. So he is like that. And Rani is a very sweet, innocent girl, and Rani symbolizes the simple Indian female who is married to a total stranger. Apanna is total stranger to him, and she has dreams of happy life, but her dreams all has shattered to the root shock when she husband turns out to be the male chauvinist, and that Apanna keeps her locks up in her whole day. The parents of Rani, when they trying to make arrangement for her marriage, they had only consideration in the mind that young man was rich and his parents are dead. So Rani will be happy in the household where there will no one will be bothering her in this way. So such was the case. And in the in their neighborhood, a blind woman was living, and her name is Kurudava. She is a friend to her dead mother-in-law. Rani mother-in-law is dead, and her friend is Kurudava. Somehow, Kurudava means blind one. A old woman detects the presence of Rani in the locked room, and she sympathizes with her. She comes to her, she touches Rani, and she says that, "Oh my God, you are so beautiful. How can that Aparna miss that so loveliness? You are so sweet, and that Aparna is keeping you locked and going out for the concubines. This is not good. I must help you." So she sympathizes with Rani, and she gives her a piece of root. The piece of root is aphrodisiac, and which means which she got from a mendicant, a beggar, when she herself was young and unmarried. So Kurudava gives it to Rani, and she says that, take this smaller piece, take these roots, and these are mystical roots that should do pretty good to you, and you are so beautiful, you are like jasmine, and take this, grind it into the nice paste, and feed it to your husband, and watch the result. Once he smells you, he won't go sniffing around that bitch, that prostitute, and he will make your wife instantly. Then Rani says, "But I'm already his wife. Then how can he make me my wife?" Then Kurudava says that, "You don't understand, child. He will love you. He will give you physical love also after that." Now Kurudava says that she was given that root by a mendicant, a beggar, and she was given three pieces of root. The middle size root that she used to on a boy, distantly related to her. She describes its effect thus: one day, a boy distantly related to me came out to our village and stayed with us. That day, I ground one of the piece into a paste and mixed it with the food and served him. He furnished his meal. He finished his meal, gave me one look, and then instantly fell in love with me. That man married me within the next 2 days, never went back to his village. It took a plague to detach him from me. So he loved me so much that only death could separate him from me. And he also said that I was blind, so my father was not getting any groom for me, so I did so. Then Kurudava says that since your husband has a mistress, you are your mistress, and your problem is serious. So Kurudava, sensing the seriousness of Rani's problem, offers that she should use bigger piece, and she says that feed him this larger piece of root, the magical root. Following her advice and instructions, Rani prepares the paste of this magical root and pours it in the curry, which instantly turns red. Even the fumes also comes out of that red hot curry. And she is very afraid. She is thinking what I should do, what my parents should think of me. And she is afraid that if Apanna will find out that what is in that curry, what will he do? She is afraid of consequences of that horrible mess. She thinks, suppose something happened to my husband, and what will my fate be? That little piece which I had used earlier has done so, he has made him faint. Now Rani is worried. Now how do I get rid of this mixture? Then she first of all throw this into floor. Then she observed that there is stains are coming on that floor. So she asked, what should I do? Then she is advised by the story which is present in the stage all the time, like a Greek element I told you. And she advises Rani that put that in that ant hill. In the courtyard of Rani, there is a big ant hill. Ant hill means a nest in the form of the mound built by the ant or termites. There, cobra used to live. So in that ant hill, there lives a cobra. So Rani runs to the tall ant hill and pours the liquid into it, and that mixture was eaten by and drank by that cobra, king cobra, and king cobra fell in love with Rani. But the moment she turns her back, a king cobra lifts its hood, hissing out of the anthill. Look around. That king cobra look around. It sees Rani and follows her at a distance because now he is in love with Rani. She reaches her house. It remains behind a nearby tree. The moment Rani steps in the front of door, Aparna slaps her hard. That where you have been. Now Rani collapses to the floor. Without looking at her again, he just pulls the door shut, locks it from the outside, and goes away. Aparna is so insincere, he locks Rani again. Then then the king cobra watches all the time, or he watched all these things, what is happening to Rani, and he was hissing, he was excited, and he was restless because now he is in love with Rani, and he is not feeling good that Rani is being slapped. So now it is dark, it is night. Rani goes to her bed. The cobra enters the house through the drain in the bathroom and taking the shape of Apanna, it takes the shape of Apanna. To distinguish this Apanna from the real one, the dramatists call him Naga. So now onwards we will call it Naga, and now he is in form of Apanna. He was a Ichhadhari Nag, you know. In the myth, there is Ichhadhari Nag, the desiring snake, which takes any form. It has supernatural qualities. It can turns any things, any shape. So that kind of creature is Naga. And he watches Rani sleeping. Rani is sleeping in her bed, and so, this transformation of Naga from the cobra is reminding us of the Saturn becoming a snake, and then Saturn again in the Christian mythology. The only difference between the two is that in the mythical, Saturn gets transformed into the snake with the ill intention of misguiding Eve. But in the mother of mankind, but in this Nagamandala, Cobra takes the shape of Naga out of love and out of affection for Rani. He is in love with Rani, so he has taken form of Aparna so that he can get love of Rani, and he can also give love to Rani. So Naga tries to give her all the happiness every night, and when he meets her, he comes visits her every night. He makes love to Rani, and Rani also loves that Naga. But Rani doesn't understand that Naga is not her husband, but she thinks that Naga is her husband, Aparna only. However, all this happens under the magical influence of root given to Rani by Kurudava. So, uh, a cobra thus every night takes the shape of Naga. Apanna enters the bedroom of Rani, make love to her, and gets away through the bathroom drain before dawn every day. Because in the morning, Apanna comes, so he gets away before day. Rani fails to understand all these things, and why her husband is cruel at in the morning, and why he is so unkind in the day, and becomes so loving and so passionate at night. He loves her, and she says to Naga, "You talk so nicely at night, but during the day I only have to open my mouth and you hiss like a stupid snake. Why you behave like this?" So so one day, that Naga was hurt by the dog which Aparna has brought to keep away Krudava from visiting that his house. So when Rani was applying ointment to Naga, when she saw in the mirror box, she saw a cobra sitting in the bed in the place where the Naga was sitting. So she was scared, but even that time she was not able to understand. So this was the life she was now enjoying. This is the life which she always wanted to have, but she never had. Anyway, she was getting love of the husband which she always desired. So these nightly meetings of Rani and Naga continues to the extent of that Rani becomes pregnant one day, and she tells him that I am pregnant. There is a baby in my womb, and we are going to have a baby. Now she continues to say, but she observes that Naga is not happy and he is very disturbed because Naga knows that I am not real husband of Rani, and Aparna has never touched her wife. So never touched his wife, so he will instantly know that Rani has a relation with somebody else. So he is worried now. Then Rani says, "What? You are not happy? Why are you not happy?" And then, "You are not happy about my baby. You are not proud that I am going to be mother. Sometimes you behave so coldly, that so you are so cold-blooded. You can't be human." And to this, Naga dully replies that I am glad I hid the but you hid this news from me all the time. Even I try to keep from me speaking about it so long. Keep it a secret, but it remains a secret only until the changes from night to midday and Naga to Apanna. So when Naga is telling all these things, Apanna is Rani asks, "How can I keep it secret? I am telling to you, and you are telling me to keep it secret. How can I do it?" Then the morning happens, and Apanna comes to the house. Now, seeing her swollen belly, Apanna, the real husband of Rani, pushes her to the floor and kicks her, saying, "Aren't you ashamed to admit it? You harlot! I locked you in, and you get managed to find a lover. Tell me who it is. Who did you go to with your sari off?" Rani was so worried. Rani was so amazed. Rani, not knowing about the transformation of King Cobra into Naga, Apanna says to him, "I swear to you, I haven't done anything wrong." Apanna reacts to it thus, you haven't, and yet you have blotted tummy. Just pumped air into it. Did you did you think it will be let you get away with that? You shame me in front of whole village. You darken my face, you slut. He beats her and says, "I swear to you, I am not my father's son. If I don't tell about that bastard, smash it into dust." Right now, he drags her into the street, picks up a huge stone to throw on her. At the same time, the cobra moves forward, hissing loudly, drawing attention to itself. Seeing it, Rani screams and Apanna throws the stone to Cobra, and he throws the stone to Cobra, and he Cobra moves forward, hissing loudly, drawing attention to herself. And at that time, Rani immediately runs into the house and locks it from within. Thus, the Cobra saves Rani from her baby in the womb. Apanna, banging on the door, goes to shouting, "Open the door! Open the door! You whore! All that right then. I will show you. I will go to the village panchayat. I will go to village elders. If they don't throw that child into boiling oil and you along with it, my name is not Apanna." So, shouting thus, Apanna goes away. Then light changes to night. Now there is a night again, and Cobra becomes Naga. As usual, Naga visits Rani, and she is weeping. So, we can say that Naga drinks a mystical root poured into the spit by Rani, and since the Naga is a supernatural being and it can change its form, but that Naga is somehow dishonest also, because he takes the form of Rapanna to have relationship with Rani. He is having relations, physical or emotional, with Rani, and but that Naga typifies the beloved husband, which Rani always longed for. She always longed for love of her husband. So Naga was the one who was giving all the love to Rani, and he protects her from harms on several occasions. This time also, he protected Rani from stones, which Apanna was throwing on her. So now Naga is entering, and when Naga entered, shouting, "Thus Napanna goes away," and light changes to night. The cobra becomes Naga, and as usual, the Naga has entered to Rani. And Rani is telling, "Why are you humiliating me like this? Why are you striping me naked in front of the whole village? Why don't you kill me instead? I I would have killed myself, but there isn't any rope in the house to use to me." Now, Naga knows well that fate of Rani, the what would happen to Rani. If a man leaves his wife, never makes love to her, and goes to prostitute, that is not a crime. But if a woman gets pregnant and her husband says that this baby is not mine, then that is a crime. So Naga knows well the fate of Rani, that what will happen. The villagers, elders will sit in judgment. Village panchayat will be held. Now Rani should be summoned in front of them, and that cannot be avoided. He says all this to Rani, that you have to go to village panchayat and you must have to face the ordeal. But Naga, however, says that he is a very wise. He gives a very wise decision to Rani, that he is a mythical Agni Pariksha. You have to go to Agni Pariksha of Sita, like Sita in Ramayana. And Rani also has to face a trial to prove her chastity. Naga advises Rani that you must opt for snack ordeal to prove her innocence before the village elders. And Naga says that there is an enormous anthill under the banyan tree, almost like a mountain. A king cobra lives in it. Say you will put your hand into that anthill. Naga asks her to pull out the king cobra and take her oath by cobra. When she questioned, won't the cobra bite me? Moment I touch, Naga says no, it won't bite. Only you must tell the truth. Then he consoles her, saying, all will be well, Rani, don't worry. Your husband will become your slave tomorrow. You will get all you have ever wanted. Now, with all these words, Naga goes away, and the next morning, Rani trials begins. Crowd of villagers fill in the place from the all sides. They all have come to witness the tamasha of a girl, of a woman putting cobra in her hands. They are least concerned about the misfortune of Rani. The three elders come and take their positions near the ant hill, and Rani has to give purity test now. And so this is the this is a very unfortunate moment for Rani. She is very unhappy, but there is nothing which she can do. Uh, they says that the elder says that it brings no credit to the villagers, to the villagers, to have a husband publicly questions his wife of chastity. But Apanna here says that since the day of our wedding, I have not touched Rani, and how can she become pregnant? So he is questioning his wife. And they further says that, but I have not once touched my wife or slept by her side, and she is still pregnant. He has registered the complaint, so we must judge this on the merits. So they are exploring all this matter in front of villagers. Now, different from the traditional test, they says that usually we take the victim has to take oath while holding a red hot iron in the hand, or to plunge the hands in the boiling oil. But here Rani insisting on the swearing on the king cobra, she is permitted for the snake ordeal. Now she has to face snake ordeal. She goes to anthill. Rani goes to anthill, plunges her hand into it and pulls the king cobra, and then she swears. She says, since coming to this village, I have held my this hand only two, my husband and this cobra. Yes, my husband and this king cobra. Except for these two, I have not touched any one of the male sex, nor I have allowed any other male to touch me. If I lie, let the cobra bite me. The cobra does not bite her. To the utter surprise of all these villagers, it slides and up her shoulders and spread her hood like an umbrella and over her head. The crowd gasped. The cobra sways its hood gently for a while, then becomes docile and moves over her shoulders like a garland. Now music fills the whole sky. The lights changes into soft, luminous glow. There is a Rani stares uncomprehendingly as the cobra slips back into the anthill. Rani is not able to understand anything. What is happening? She is not able to understand anything. There are cheers all around, and they are cheering. Elder one who is telling that a miracle, a miracle. Elder second is telling that being divine, divine, she's a divine being. Another is saying she's a goddess, she's a Devi incarnate. Now Apella falls her feet and says, forgive me, I'm a sinner. I was blind. Rani gently takes him to in her arms. The story thus speaks to of Rani new life. And in the crowd there was a mistress of Apanna also, and she also was impressed by Rani's presence, and she also considered Rani a divine deity. So Rani got everything she wished for: the devoted husband, a happy life. She even got a lifelong servant to draw water for her house. For Apanna's concubine, the prostitute was present at the trial. When she saw Rani's glory, her divineness, she felt ashamed of her sinful life and her past acts and volunteered to do menial work in Rani's house. In the due course, Rani gave birth to a beautiful child, a son. Rani lived happily ever after with her husband, child, and servant. Now, this is the story told by the story, but this story was not satisfying for playwright. He tells this is a story lacks something. Yes, it lacks King Cobra. There is no mention of King Cobra. The King Cobra is a very important character, and he has all the way loved Rani, but there is no mention of King Cobra in the ending. Then story tells that okay, you can make it the other another ending. Then she gives another ending of this story. Story says that intending to have a look at the Rani, King Cobra takes human form again, and it comes in the form of Kapanna in Rani's bedroom. Seeing her sleeping next to her husband with her head on his shoulders and her long lost tresses hanging down from the edge of the cot, her child by her side, Naga covers his face as though he cannot bear to see the scene. He expresses anguish in that following manner. Naga says, Rani, Rani, queen of my queen, the fragrance of my nights, the blossoms of my dreams, in another man's bed. If does she curls around him as passionately ever night now, and digs her nails into his back, bites his lips, and here I am, a slouched off skin on the tip of the thorn, an empty sack of snack skin. No, I can't bear this, I can't bear this. Some must die, someone has to die. Why should I kill her? If I bury my teeth into her breast, now she will be mine, mine forever. But Naga loved Rani. Naga has loved her every night before her trial for chastity. He cannot bite her. He has no strength to bite her. On the contrary, Naga summons her magical powers for the last time and becomes the size of her tresses. He then enters her tresses and make love to them, and finally tries as tress into a noose, a loop, and places it around his neck. When Rani wakes up, she feels that her head weighs a ton. Her head was very heavy. She tries to comb her hair but cannot. Then she requests her husband Apanna to comb her hair, and he has to struggle to comb through. A dead cobra falls to the ground. She realizes that the cobra has spread all of them, and particularly their son, has been given the gift of life by cobra as by father. Here she understands the role of cobra in her life, and therefore request her husband, when we cremate this snake, the fire should be lit by our son, and every year on this day our son should perform the rituals of commemorate his death of cobra. Before it is thus cremated, she sits staring at it. She eyes of Rani is filled with tears. Rani bows down to the dead snake. Then she picks it up and presses it to her cheeks. She kisses King Cobra. That's King Cobra. Now, this is the ending which we don't like, and this ending is not liked by flames also. They complains the story and the playwright that you must give some another ending to this story. Why there will be always the unhappy ending? You must give happy ending to this story, because we know that Naga is the real husband of Rani, and there should we want Naga to be alive. So now the playwright gives another ending. In the night, while sleeping with her husband and son, Rani again feels unhappy, and Rani again feels heaviness in her head, and her hair is combed by her husband. But this time, the cobra that falls out of her hair is alive. Aparna runs to the kitchen for a stick. In the meantime, Rani softly waves the cobra. You, what are you doing here? He will kill you. Aparna will kill you. Go away. No, not that way. He is there. What shall we do now? What shall we do? Why did you ever come in here, stupid? Suddenly, my hair. Okay, of course, come, quick. Climb into it, climb to my hair. She lets her hair down to floor. Quick now, get it. Are you safely here? God, now stay there and lie still. You don't know how heavy you are. Let me get used to you, will you? This hair is a symbol of my wedded bliss. Live in there happily forever and forever. So Naga lives in the flowing locks of Rani for long lustrous hair of Rani, and the Naga lives like a snake prince there, and he lives there forever. That is good. This is the ending which we like, and this is the ending which liked by the flames also. And so now next time when Aparna tries to mistreat Rani, what will happen? By now it is dawn, and a playwright sitting in the temple is saved from death. He is alive. He is still alive now, and he has not died, because listening to the story, the playwright is awake. I am awake. You are awake. So remember, this is the story of Nagamandala, and we can say that this is the story by Nagamandala, and I hope you like this story, and if you like this story, please subscribe my channel. And before ending the story, I just want to explain the term Nagamandala. Padma Malini Sundararajan explained the term mandala thus: the word mandala means geometric patterns, often set within a circle or a circle within a square. In the ritual, it assumes a magical significance, possessing a power of Shakti of its own. In the magic, the mandala implies protection. So this is the King Cobra lives in the dark traces of Rani, and Kapanna disappears mysteriously in the Yakshini. So in this story, there is a main plot of Rani, but here there is a subplot also. In the subplot, the play has a spoil to the main plot. It is just opposite of the main plot. Here the heroine Rani is wooed by Naga. Here the Rani is loved by Naga, who is a supernatural being. Likewise, in the Kapanna is loved by Snake Woman. There is a son of Kurudava, whose name is Kapanna, and the Kapanna is loved by Snake Woman, the Yakshini. And the human and the non-human relationship between the main plot is represented by the subplot. So there is a foil to main plot, that subplot. Here it is like this. And in this play there is a Greek elements also. And let me discuss about the theme of this Nagamandala. Theme exposes the Nagamandala exposes the exploitation and the incarceration of women that occurs through the institution of marriage. Here, stories and myths displays that fear of men in the society, the patriarchal society. In the society is a very inherently patriarchal, male-dominated, and it has values and morals in order to control and restrict the actions of women. The society is always patriarchal, and it has always restricted the actions of women. So this is the Nag Mandala. I hope you like this video, and thank you for listening to me patiently. Thank you so much.